this video, we're going to take this dilapidated Sunburst chassis and turn it into the absolute finest street machine you've ever rested your beautiful eyes upon. This is the brand new Hirochi Sunburst Wagon, which was recently released. And if you do like what you see, please do consider liking and subscribing, as I do want to start doing little giveaways and challenges to the first person that is able to achieve the time I state in my video. And without further ado, let's get on with the show. We're just going to go down the list, try and hit this rapid fire quick as possible. First, starting off with the bumpers, we're going to be doing the full custom body kit all the way around with a little bit of aero. We're going to need these extensions for the fenders, which is kind of funny. Right now, if you just look at it, the bumper's kind of floating there. I thought that was quite hilarious whenever I was building this car, but we're not going to be running a front splitter because it's going to upset the downforce balance, and we're going to be fighting oversteer the entire time. But we can run the canards and we won't be having any oversteer issues. Moving on to the rear bumper, exact same custom rear bumper, and we're going to add the wide body extensions onto the bumpers. Okay, we're also going to be doing the light and door glass all the way around. The theme for this build is to like, say that you have a well-paying job and you're building your own car, and this is kind of what the idea and the premise of this. So we're going to be using some stock parts, but we're also going to be making it very street friendly. We're also going with the race mirrors. Other than that, the front doors are being absolutely left alone, and for the rear end, we're going to be installing the cut doors on both sides, and that is what the cut door looks like. There is the stock body right there, and there's the cut, if you're curious about the difference. And with the rear doors, we're going to be needing to add the fender flares, which is going to be the custom rear door fender flares. As you can see here, that's what that looks like. There's a big meat gap right there because we're going to be filling that meat gap here in a second, don't you worry. So we are going to be running some electronics, but we're strictly going to be using it for the ABS, because if you are an avid beam player, you know that the braking is kind of a pain in the butt. So we are going to be using ABS, but no stability control and no traction control for the engine. We're going to be using the 2.5 liter. Obviously, we're going to be doing the race exhaust. And for the intake, we're going to be going with the stage 1 turbocharger, engine management, adjustable race ECU, engine mounts, heavy duty of course. And then the long block is going to be a stage 2 performance long block with the race oil pan. And then with the transmission, we're going to go with the 6-speed dual clutch transmission. I would run the sequential, but I have an H pattern shifter, and unfortunately beam is just a little bit too realistic, so it doesn't like my H pattern shifter with the sequential. And we're going to be doing the clutch type limited front differentials, front and rear, and we're going to be sticking with the 441 gears. Transfer case, obviously we're going to be going with the all-wheel drive. We're going to go with the stock transfer case, just with the idea of the theme of the build. That's the whole reason why. Front left fender, we're going to be doing the cut fenders on the front, and that is what they look like cut in the front and rear. And then we're going to be adding the arch overs for them, which is going to be the custom fender flares. We're not going to be putting mud flaps on this build, although I am a big mud flap guy. This isn't the car for mud flaps. Fuel tank, we're going to go with the stock fuel tank. We're not going to be going with the fancy fuel cell. Obviously, we need headlights. And the car, we do have audio now. The car is drivable. We don't have our rev limiter set up, so it sounds kind of lame. But just don't worry about it. We're going to be getting to it. Don't you worry. A little heads off. And we're going to be going with the carbon fiber scooped hood, because if I didn't do a scoop hood, all the Subi guys would definitely not subscribe to my YouTube channel. They probably unsubscribe. So we're definitely going with the scooped hood. Interior type, we're going with the RS interior, assuming that you started to build your car with the RS base model, which is obviously the ideal. And then we're going to be sticking with the stripped interior just for the sake of weight savings. Makes the car handle a little bit better. Gauges, imperial gauges, and we're also going to be switching to the lightweight, to the race dashboard, because it's super freaking light. Boot bop, there you go. And since we are using the DSG transmission, we will be having the paddles, manual paddles, and manual shifter. We can't do the actual proper shifter because of the race interior, but it's not a big deal. It's really not. As far as the interior, they were done there. Quarter glass, we're going with the lightweight glass all the way around. We went with the 307R race steering wheel. I forgot to do that. We got our lightweight quarter, so now we just need our glass and our hatch to finish all the body. radiator. We're going to be going with the ultra high performance radiator because I don't want to be having no overheating issues. And we're going to be going with the sport cage just because it ties all the strut towers together and makes the car handle much more predictably. A lot less chassis flex, which is not good. We could go with the full race cage, but I don't think we really need it. It really doesn't add that much more weight, but we just don't need the full race cage. So we'll just be using the sport cage. And we are going to be going with red seats this time. If you do know me, you know I'm not a big fan of red cars. It's a personal thing of mine. I have trauma from Forza. Okay, everyone that drives the 240 in that game always just leaves it the base color red, or the game doesn't load their livery, so it's just a stock red 240. And I've seen so many stock red 240s, I am mentally traumatized. So that's what makes me absolutely hate the color red on vehicles. But this is a very rare exception that I'm actually doing red. So it's pretty cool for all you guys that like red cars. I'm doing a red car for y'all. It's probably the only one you're ever gonna see on my channel with the color red. Like, I can do like red accent colors, like that's fine, but I won't ever do a red car except for this time. But we do have the hill climb aero kit because that's not gonna mess with their downforce balances too much, and we do have the diffuser. But don't worry, it's not going to look bad. It's going to look pretty good. You saw in the thumbnail, you saw in the intro clips what we're going to be cooking up for y'all. I really do hope you enjoy following along, because this is my second time recording this. Because the first time I recorded it, my mic settings were backwards for some reason, and I had to scrap the whole session. So we're back. And we're just going to be doing front independent suspensions. As far as our brakes, we're just going to be doing the RS brakes with the full race pads. No power steering because power steering is kind of wonky, and we're going to be going full race suspension all the way around, race sway bar and everything. And we're also going to be doing a skid plate just for aerodynamical purposes. And that's what it looks like under the car, with the center skid plate and the front skid plate and all the suspension. Unfortunately, they don't get a cool texture, but they are there. And here is the rear end, which is completely stock. And we are going to be adding skid plates to the rear end as well. The 19x8 clockwise 533 front wheels, and we're going to be using these stock tires. Now, this whole entire build is based around sport tires. If you take these exact settings and copy and paste them with race tires, the car is going to drive like butt. And there's your full disclaimer. Don't blow up my comment sections telling me the car's tune's not good, because it was tuned and set up for sport tires and sport tires only. I can promise you, with sport tires, you'll get a good driving experience with this exact setup, and that is a pinky promise. And we're going with the stock differentials all the way around. And now we are moving on to the rear suspension. We're just going RS brakes all the way around the car with race pads. Yeah, let's go with the black one. So this is the left fog light, because I kind of like the staggered look. That's black. And then we're going to be doing no lettering spoiler. We're going to be doing the off-road spoiler. I didn't do a lot of thorough testing for which one gives you more downforce, but just looking at the spoiler themselves, like, you tell me which one looks like it gives you more downforce. The off-road one looks like it gives you more downforce, so we're going to be using the off-road one for this video. And obviously the lightweight glass. And then windshield, lightweight windshield. Underglow, red underglow. And there is literally one piece of car we're missing, and that is these little fender flare gaps, which I guess I missed in the parts list. There we go. Much better. Much better looking. It looks like a proper car now. Woo-wee! And now for the absolute last touch we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing the tuner livery. And then now for the colors, which is totally up to your discretion, but I do already have a preset paint scheme we're going to be going with. And that is it. Is you roll up to them and you're like, I'm not a race car, dude. I'm just an average car. I don't have a roll cage. You don't see anything. And then just vroom, skirt on them haters and you're out of there. But for a wagon, being right at 3,000 pounds is not a bad deal. For a wagon in its class, it's relatively light. And what more can you ask for? What more can you ask a guy for? And doing all the tuning and the setup for this video, I will say that tuning a wagon is extremely weird because the weight does weird things. So, but we're gonna get into the tuning segment. This is arguably the most boring part, so I will have a timestamp. Let's say somewhere like right here. So yeah, right here where my mouse is, I'm circling the timestamp you need to skip to if you want to skip the tuning tidbits. Alright, so starting off, we're going to completely lower this RPM or rev limiter cut time, up the rev limiter all the way up, and we're going to be doing 22.5 pounds of boost, which is how much boost my real life cars makes. Then we're going to be doing 48,000 Newton meters of anti-roll rate on the front. Then we're going to be doing 9,200 Newton meters a second for the bump dampening. And for the rebound, we're going to be doing 17,900 Newton meters a second for the rebound dampening, excuse me, not the bump dampening. And for the spring rate, we're going to be doing 85,000 Newton meters. And for the spring height, we're going to be doing a negative 0.055. Then for the rear suspension, we're going to be doing a 92,000 Newton meters. And for the bump dampening, we're going to be doing 4,700 Newton meters a second. For the rebound dampening, we're going to be doing 13,100 Newton meters a second for the rebound. For the spring rate, it's going to be 57,000 Newton meters for the spring rate. And then we're going to be doing a negative 0.018 for the rear end ride height. And the whole point of that is to get a little bit of negative rake, which is what you want for aerodynamics, or at least in real life. Which in real life, the point of negative rake is you get better aero, better weight transfers. It's just better to have the weight on the nose of the car, because that's what does the turning. Now for the camber adjust, we're gonna just slam it all the way negative. I did do some testing on what the upper camber adjust does, and basically what the difference is with the normal camber adjust, whenever the suspension goes through its compression cycle, it will add parasitic camber gain. With the upper camber adjustment, when the suspension compresses, it will not add as much camber gain. But for a road gripping setup, we do want that camber gain, as the more weight that transfers over the car, you want the tire compact patch to be flatter, so you get more grippy to go turn. Makes complete sense. For the caster, we're going to slam it up for the most camber gain possible. And then for the toe, we're going to be doing 26% toe in the front. And if you're curious and you're new to tuning, you go look down here in the bottom left hand corner where it says live wheel data, and you can get proper camber values for all the stuff you're adjusting, if you didn't know. And for the rear camber regular adjustment, we're going to add 8%, just like that. And all this car is tested rigorously. I've put several hours of testing into this setup, as I do in all my setups. I don't just put crap up on YouTube. But if there's anything you disagree with, or you think you can make this car set up better or drive any bit of improvement, put it down in the comment sections below and I will pin it. I am not ignorant to my own ignorance. If there is something better, I will try it, and I am 100% open to it. I'm not saying that the way I set my cars up is the end all or the be all. It's just, I like setting up cars. I'm a tuning nerd. I have a whole tuning nerd segment in my Discord for freaking tuning nerds. So, by the way, come join my Discord. We need more people in there. Pretty please come join the Discord. Thank you so much. And as for the tire pressure, I do 9.5s because we got a lot of meaty sidewall, which is why I went with the meats on the setup. And that about does it for our entire tuning. Now we're going to click apply and we're going to watch the magic happen. We're set up. We're a freaking race car now. We are freaking racing. So we're going to go for a quick test rip, and then we're going to take our shot at the goal I stated at the beginning of the video, which I am going to be honest with y'all is a pretty challenging goal. I might have set the bar a little bit too high for myself, but that is okay. But first, I do want to get down there to the road, and I will give y'all a beautiful, buttery, glorious boosted launch. Alright, here is a boosted launch. We got to line up. So on the brakes, Okay, do you guys see that? That's not me. That's not me pushing my gas pedal. My pedals are on the way out. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need your support. I need to make it on this platform so I can buy better sim gear and make y'all better content. And maybe if I get popular enough, I'll start setting up and building real life cars. But I literally cannot do that without y'all support. So please hit the subscribe button, like it, tell your mother about me. Or tell your sister, maybe show your girlfriend my video, but watch out on her YouTube account and not yours. But just get me out there, help me grow. I need y'all. I need y'all so we can start doing this in real life. And then I can literally do giveaways on the cars I build. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. Let's do our boosted launch. Well, we can do a burnout in an all-wheel drive car. That's pretty sick. Are we even all-wheel drive? Yeah, we are all-wheel drive. Come on. Oh, I know what's wrong. We don't have our underglow on. Duh. My fault. Okay, launch control active. Okay, that's a little lower than what I wanted to. So we're trying to build a boost over here. We want at least 10 pounds of boost. Alright, we got 10.6 pounds of boost. Now we're going to release the brake and watch how fast we go through 0 to 100 or 0 to 60. Drop a comment below and tell me what the timestamp was. I mean, if anyone does it, I'll freaking give you a cookie or something. Anyway, let's go. That's not too bad, am I right? We're gonna take it around this bend. You still gotta drive a little cautiously because the nature of a wagon, it will step you out. Okay, this is all driver error. I made a big mistake coming into that bend. We do gotta be careful coming into this. Floor it up the back way, which my force feedback is feeling a bit light. I forgot to strengthen it. There we go. On the brakes of this awkward little dip. It handles exactly like I would expect it to, but I'm about to crash the car because I'm driving a little crazy. We busted a tie rod. We don't have a tie rod anymore. Tie rod is gone. I guess I'll try and drive it again, and I don't have any steering. Alright. So we got the car. That's not me. I'm not doing that. That's just my pedals starting to freaking crap out because I used the crap out of them for y'all. We have the setup, so now we're going to try and attack our goal. We're going to try and achieve our goal, and we're going to start that up right now. Time trials. This map, select the vehicle. That's a beautiful freaking thumbnail. Love it. The best thumbnail ever. By the way, we are on Mount Akagi. This author, I'll be putting his name, not right here, but right here. I'll be putting the author of this map's name up here because he did a phenomenal job recreating all these togeis in beamng.drive. Hands down, the highest quality toge maps. And this is going to be our setup, Mount Akagi. We're going to be doing a downhill run and a select vehicle, and we got to be doing a sub 3 minute and 50 second. And if you can beat my 3 minute and 50 seconds, I don't have the money to do small giveaways for y'all, but I'll give you a shout out in my next video if you can beat my 3 minute and 50 seconds, because I probably won't be able to do it because it's difficult. It's hard. It's pretty daunting challenge. It's possible, but not easy. But we're gonna give it our best go right here, right now. Alright, put it in drive, get the two-step, build up as much boost as possible. We got the 7 pounds of boost, not quite enough, but we still got off the line relatively quick. We're going to be braking at the first rhombus right here. Braking nice and safe, keep it easy. See that small square in the sidewall is going to be a turn-in point. Just like that, give it a slight little lift. Gentle brake into this hairpin because you don't want to loop it around. It's super easy to drop the wheels inside the gutter. Get a slingshot out the hairpin. Floor it, brake just before that yellow sign sticking out. You want to get nice and tight on this inside. Gain a few tenths right there. Floor it. Be cautious of this decompression zone coming into a quick little creak on the brakes pretty early because I am carrying a lot of steam through here. I could easily overshoot this. Don't get too far on the inside because those bushes will grab you and slow you down. They'll suck you into that guardrail and you'll kiss it like the kiss of death. Easy around here, easy does it. Floor, we got a little sideways, but I recovered just fine using the all-wheel drive power to my advantage. Get into the gutter, a nice little small slingshot. Didn't quite gain much time from it, but it's okay. You've got to be patient and easy. Use those little pylons as your clipping points. Easy, get the wheels in the gutter. Slingshot you out of there. Let's see if we can get these gutters just fine onto the apex. Not quite there. We got pretty close to them, almost to the wall. I had to check up, we're gonna get little we gotta be careful through here because it's super easy to get carried away on sport tires. On the brakes, heavy on the brakes, heavy on the brakes, into the apex. Easy does it. We got another hairpin coming up, but no gutter, but we can get nice and close to that guardrail. Gonna smooth it. Don't get next to that wall because that will grab you and you will be sad. We gotta be patient through here. We have to be patient. Decompressing drone will give you a bad setup. Almost cooked her right there. Be super patient through here. Super patient, especially on sport tires. There's not a lot of grip on sport tires. I'm off the apex. I'm getting out of my flow. But luckily I recovered. I got back in my flow. Just be patient around these sections. Don't push it. Coming into a very heavy cambered hairpin. Use the camber. Get a decent exit. Don't be too greedy. Then we're going to go for the Akiki cut right here. Super easy to miss that cut. Super deceptive on the downhill. Brake a little early for this because this is a very, very steep section of road. You can get carried away quite easy as we get a sloppy exit. Barely recovering it into the fastest sweeper on the Toge pass. Easy does it. Don't get greedy coming into a very awkward bump. That's the biggest jump of the whole tailgate. We're going to brake really early like if we were still on this very, very, very steep downhill section. Taking it easy. Brake super early with this deceptive hairpin. Super easy to overshoot that. Now we're going to be coming into a very, very quick straight with a really tight kink, almost getting a little bit too brave through there. Brake right at that yellow sign. It's going to be a little early because I'm not carrying as much speed as I like to go through this straight away, but it's fine. We got a decent exit. Now we got a quick kink right here. Easy, hit a very quick brake right through the checkpoint gate. We got a nice, long, sweeping, elegant hairpin. One of my favorite hairpins on this mountain pass. Now we got a quick slalom section going back to back. Super easy to get knocked out of rhythm on this section. You're just gonna keep it in check. Be careful. Care about these bends. Respect them. They'll respect you after this kink. We got a hairpin coming up. It's a pretty wide one. Really, really forgiving hairpin right here. Really nice one. Followed quickly into another jab of a hairpin coming nice and easy. We should have a short little straight to power out of. Use the power. Slam on the brakes. Don't get too greedy as I got way too greedy, almost kissing up to the guardrail, completely missing the gutter. Let's see if we can get back into the gutter on this one. Don't touch the bushes because they will slow you down. There is the cones. This is the last hairpin of the Toge pass. Nice little hairpin coming down into a Titan. And we got a nice little sweeper, super easy to botch your whole run. Enter the finishing gate, and there we go. We got a 4 minute and 1 second. Actually, no, wait. Apparently, we got a 3:56. That is my PB for y'all. That is my personal best. Like I said, that sub 3:50 on Akagi in this setup is quite difficult. But if you can do it, that sub 350 is quite difficult. But if you can do it, I will give you a shout out in my next video. All I need is a screenshot of this right here proving that you did it. Join my Discord and send it into either the Beam chat channel or the general chat channel. I will see it and I will give you a shout out in my next video. If we can get me to 1,000 subscribers and I can start getting revenue, I will be giving out small little rewards like maybe a $5-10 gift card for whatever you want if you can beat these little challenges I set, which would be really fun to do. But we just got to get up there so I can start getting ad revenue, so I can start giving back to y'all. I would really love to give back. Just small little challenges, something that other content creators don't do, and I feel like that'd be really cool. Start a little community going. If it made it to the end, say banana buns in the comment sections below. Thank you so much for watching. Toodles. So one of my subscribers asked about my wheel settings, so I'm including it here at the very end just for that person. And this is what they are. Nothing too crazy. To be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm using a G27 with the pedals and the shifter, the whole G27 kit. No handbrake, but those are my settings. And yeah.